Right, third time lucky. Let's see what happens with this one. I'm hoping this works. So if somebody can wave at me and tell me that it's working and that you can hear me and stuff, that would be cool. But let's just go for it and see what happens. So I've been a bit put off by trying to go live a couple of times and it doesn't seem to have worked. Anyway, I thought I'd do a live about how I became... Oh, Tracy, is it working? Give us a wave if you can actually hear me. That would be cool. So I'm talking about... Yay, thanks. Talking about basically how I became a shamanic practitioner, because it is a bit of a weird thing. It's a fantastically weird thing, and it's not something that a lot of people know about, so I thought I'd tell you sort of a bit of my background as to how I got there and a few of the things that I do as a shamanic practitioner. So I was basically, well, early I was baptised Methodist, and then we moved to a CofE church because my dad was CofE as a youngster, and he is now actually a priest in the Church of England. So I went to church most of my childhood, got married in a church, lapsed pretty much after marriage around that time, and it wasn't until about 10 years later that I attended a process called the Hoffman process to deal with some anger issues I was having and stuff, which is an amazing process. I'll post a link to it below. If you've got anything you want to get rid of, go and do Hoffman. It's awesome. And what they did on there was a sort of honouring of your quadrinity, they called it, which I thought was great, because they said we've all got an emotional side, which most people are aware of. We've all got a mental side, which most of us are aware of. And we've got a spiritual side, which some of us are aware of. And what I also loved is we did a lot of body work, because a lot of your emotions and stuff get trapped in your body. And some of that stuff was to drumming, and we did a bit of journeying, so that there was honouring your spiritual side via various different modalities, but there was definitely some sort of shamanically inspired stuff on that. And having been brought up religious, I did want to honour my spiritual side, and that had lapsed, as I said. So I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind looking more into this shamanism malarkey. And I luckily found some amazing teachers who weren't too far away, and I did a couple of courses with them. And just from those 2 courses, learning how to journey and seeing the amazing things that could happen via that, I decided to do their 3-year practitioner training. Never intended to become a practitioner. I was literally doing it for my own benefit, because I wanted to learn more about this amazing stuff that I'd learned on the other courses. But over the course of those 5 years of training, doing all those courses, I saw the amazing changes in myself, but also in everybody else on the course. But for me, I felt more confident, I felt more at peace, I was getting less angry with my kids, I felt less judgmental towards other people. And basically I wanted to share that power that I'd found on that course with others. So I did actually start practicing. I didn't do a lot, because obviously I was home educating my children, and that was like a full-time job. But I have seen clients, and I've seen the amazing things that I've been able to do for them, and the amazing things that I still experience via my continuing practice with the people I do that with. So basically, shamanism is a spiritual practice where there is belief that there are spiritual aspects to like physical and emotional issues, and there's various different things you can do. So the stuff I learned was core shamanic practitioner stuff. So it's basically a guy who went round the world to lots of shamanic cultures, finding out what were the core things that all those cultures did. And it was basically journeying to their spirits to ask for advice via, normally via drumming. And that's what I do when I'm doing healings. I put the drumming on and I go and talk to my spirits about the best thing to do for that person. But there's various different things you can do. Power animal retrievals. Basically everybody should have a power animal. It's a part of you that empowers you, as its name suggests. But the other lovely thing about it is it connects you back to nature. And we are animals, are we not? So that connection back to nature and the power in nature, and that is just something everybody should have. It's amazing. I can do soul retrievals, and I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. I can do shamanic counselling if you've got a sort of more deep-seated issue, and that's amazing. So it's a bit like counselling. I don't really like the term counselling, but it's looking in depth at a problem, and it can be such an amazing, powerful process. And then I do sort of other inspired things. I do a process called guided pictures in the stone, which I love because it's GPS helping you find your way through a struggle or problem, finding the right way for you, and it's you finding your way through, but with me guiding you. So soul retrievals. Hey Nibby. Oh, Sarah, you're on as well. I didn't see you there. Soul retrievals. How to explain a soul retrieval? It's basically we lose bits of ourselves just sort of in everyday life, and you're freezing. So, for example, if a loved one dies and you feel they may have taken a piece of you with them, or you've kept hold of a piece of them, that's sort of not something you want to hold on to, because you're not supposed to do that. But if you feel that they've taken, you know, part of you with them, then you need that bit back to be a whole person, basically. Or say you had a car crash and you felt you went a bit to pieces, it was so shocking. So anything that shocks you, you can sort of lose a bit of yourself, and maybe after that you don't feel quite right, you know something's not quite right, you don't feel quite yourself. That's the sort of thing that a shamanic practitioner with a soul retrieval or a power retrieval can really help you with. I'm trying to think of some other examples. I mean, I've had ones from sort of things that happened to me as a child at school, where something's really shamed me and I felt like, oh, I just want to go and hide, and I might have lost a bit. And I call it soul, but you could call it energy, or you know that something's happened and you haven't felt quite right after that's happened, and that's something I can help with. But the main thing is, it's like an empowering practice, and what I love about it is it sort of empowered me to be my whole best self, and now I feel like I am more balanced, I'm more connected to the earth and where I live, and I'm living more intentionally. And that's what I'd love to be able to share with other people, sort of empowering people to be their best whole selves, so that they can live a balanced, connected and intentional life with sort of compassion and love for everybody who's around them. And that's what I feel it's given to me by just the process I've been through over the years I've been training, and with all the people I meet and do stuff with now. So I thought I'd just give a bit of information about the crazy stuff that I do. It's just an amazing process. It is one where it is worth coming to see me, or going and having a session just so you can experience it. Even if all you go away with is with a power animal that you can sort of put a picture up and remind yourself that you're an amazing being, and that you're empowered to be more of your amazing self, then who wouldn't want that? So if you'd like to know a bit more, then just get in touch with me. I'd love to have a chat with you. If you want to pass this on to anybody else, if you found it a bit like, oh, that reminds me of someone, or I think there's somebody who'd love to do that, just get them to get in touch with me, or message me or whatever. And if anything I've said hasn't been explained properly, just post below that you're like, oh, I didn't quite get that, and I'll try and do a better explanation. It is sort of difficult to get everything about this amazing practice across in a live, but I've done my best. Third time lucky. I'm really glad this one worked, so I don't have to do it again. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care. See you. Bye.